In a world where the ground feels shaky and memory is optional, two men will rise, armed with microphones, dry humor, and a suspicious number of pill bottles. They'll face tremors, stiffness, and the ultimate challenge, recording a podcast without forgetting what they were talking about. This is where Parkinson's gets real. This is Life in Motion, the Parkinson's podcast. Rated P for please take your meds first. Now, grab your earbuds, unless you forgot where you put them. Then just turn the volume up because today's episode is ready to go. Now, here are Bryce and Brian.
Well, welcome to a special edition of Life in Motion, the Parkinson podcast. As always, I'm Bryce.
And I'm always Brian.
And Brian's real. I can touch him. I can see him. We're actually, not sitting all the way across the, countryside and doing the live podcast. So, you know what? We ended up being in the same city today this whole weekend. We're down for a weekend event. And, we thought it'd be really cool just to kind of, this is
excellent.
You know what? And we thought, let's go behind the scenes. Let's just kind of like a, what do you call it? Like strip it down. The strip, like no fancy cameras and lights, and
it's real. It's just real.
Just real. That's what we are, right? We're real.
Absolutely.
We're real down to earth, and and I don't know if people would even believe this. I think this is maybe the third or fourth time that we've actually
third time we've met face to face.
Face to face.
Yeah, last time was at the Parkinson office. It was like in November or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah, it was cold.
My God, you know what? It's amazing how cold it is, and I guess Brian, you think about it. We've done over 30 episodes of the podcast.
I didn't think we were going to do over 30 seconds. It's crazy. I'm constantly pinching myself, like, what's going on?
I know, it's amazing, and we've got such an incredible viewer and listener base.
Yep.
We love our audience so much, and we love everybody participating. And we kind of feel like it's not our show; it's everybody's show.
Yeah, we're just here to make sure it stays on time.
and we're not very good at that either. Sometimes.
No rabbit holes.
Have we started one on time yet? I think, well, maybe a couple. Maybe a couple. But Brian, I thought maybe our audience could get to know you a little bit, and I can get to know you a little bit, and vice versa. And we strip it back, and you think about that. It's one thing I'll tell you. When you said you didn't even think it'd be 30 seconds. What's interesting is the first time we met, I think we only spoke for maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah,
could have been maybe 5 minutes. But I knew at that meeting, it was really quick. We were at an event.
Yep.
I think you introduced yourself to me. We introduced each other, kind of thing.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God. And you know what it was though? Here's what it was. 15 years into this thing, I don't want to cope with Parkinson's, right? I want to live with Parkinson's.
Exactly.
And I was finding it very difficult to find people that thought like me.
Yep.
That wanted more than just that diagnosis. And in that 5 minutes, something sparked. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not alone. There's this guy wants more. And who is this guy? And he's like me. And it's like I was searching for somebody, like me.
Because the more I got involved with Parkinson's Canada, the more I got involved with you and your teams. It just seemed like we were lining up. Anything I wanted to do to fulfill my goals and needs in giving back seemed to fall under your umbrella, which was great and still is, for that matter.
Well, and I think that's it. And you think about that then. So here we are, right? We're both on opposite sides of the country, kind of thing. But again, we have that same desire, that same heart.
Yep.
Of course, both have Parkinson's. So right. But we both just want more, right? We want to.
I want more for everybody else.
Exactly.
That's what 100%. I want. I want people that come after me to have a better experience. Period. The more we peel back that onion, there's more things to do than I envisioned. But that's okay. I got nothing else to do.
Hey, listen.
Right?
Hey, we got time.
Exactly.
We've got time, and to that end, we've got time, but we don't have time, if that makes sense, right? And we want to make. I don't know about you, but I know about you. But I'll say I know we're like this, where we both want to make the greatest impact we can in the time that we have.
Absolutely.
And we don't want to f around.
Nope.
And we don't want to waste time.
We don't care who gets the credit.
Who cares? Credit? Yeah, who cares? Well,
I just want to execute.
If we cared who got the credit, I'm being honest with you. You got all the fans coming at you, and it's like it's so great, it's so cool because you deserve that, and it's amazing. And to be honest with you, Brian, I find it an honor to be able to do this with you because I'm inspired by you,
Absolutely.
and I just feel like, it helps me. It's crazy. It just helps me.
When you help others, you help yourself. It's a great feeling. It really is.
It really is, isn't it? It really, really is. And
Yeah.
you know,
So 10,000 subscriptions
yeah,
in whatever it was, 7 months.
yeah.
Did
it's
you
crazy.
did you foresee that?
No.
I didn't even know if I should think that. Like, let alone see it, right?
It's like someone said in the comments it's like a small town. It's like a small town, and
It's got a mayor and a sheriff, and
yeah, exactly. Got an expert journalist.
exactly.
Got the news. You're the news guy. You're the news guy. And here's the fact. Here's the truth, Brian. When I was, again, I want to have impact, right? And
Yeah.
I want to have impact every day. And when I guess it was probably, let's go back up. Let's say the beginning
Sure.
of this year, and I started just, had this YouTube channel, right, that I'd done years before, just other stuff. But
Nice.
I really felt it was time to really start kind of sharing my story and kind of,
Yep.
things that I've gone through. And it took me a long time to get to that place, to be honest with you. But
It's a long road.
yeah, and to be honest, when I did it, it wasn't about people following, right? It was
No.
really, for me, it was, to be honest, it was, first of all, it was therapeutic. It was like, I just need to get this out,
100%.
and I just want to just say things, and I want to, do these little funny little things. I want to make fun of Parkinson's. Honestly, I thought that's going to be controversial. I thought, oh, no one's going to like that. They're not going to laugh at that. And so I was just doing it for me.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get out.
And I think the humor is very, very key to the success that our messaging is having. Yeah. It's not that we're having; it's the messages that we're bringing, and we're just bringing out messages from our experience.
It really is,
right? We're not doctors. We'll never prescribe any medical advice, but we'll give you medical opinions.
Yeah, and what we've been through experience,
right?
And we're not comedians.
Well, speak for yourself.
Well, there you go. So so I just learned that you're an amateur. But I think, to be honest, it's we enjoy what we're doing, and despite our diagnosis, and despite what we're going through, and I wake up every morning, and I feel like every morning when we wake up, when anybody wakes up, you have a choice to make, right? You can choose whether you want to dwell and
100%.
sorrow and why me and woe is me, or you can say, you know what, screw it. Today I'm going to get up. I'm going to live the life to the best and fullest I can. Yep. If I can help somebody along the way, even better.
Irving Berlin said that in life, it's 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond. So to your point, when you get up in the morning, how do you want to respond to that day? It's a bloody gift. Unwrap it as fast as you can. You are lucky to have that day. And then what do you do? Right?
You're absolutely right. Now look at that. You prepared for this. I didn't.
I didn't prepare anything.
You just pulled that. Well, you pulled that thing, or you pulled that right out of the clouds. That's awesome.
I got some cloud up here.
I'll tell you, that was really impressive.
And some Brian fog.
Some Brian fog, exactly. And that's funny as you go through it. As you think about that, there's sayings and things that are being said online now that like quotes and different things like these Bryceisms and Brian fog, right? And the expert generals. It was so funny. I don't know if you saw the other day, and it's I like to have fun and make fun and go back and forth. But someone in the comments, they said, what the heck does an expert generalist mean? And you hadn't seen it yet. So I responded, I'm like, good question. I've been asking, trying to figure out the same thing. But, but again, these things and these sayings are resonating with people because, and I know when people watch the show, they're like, wow, these guys are locked down, polished machines. Like they've been in the industry. They've been doing this for a long time. We're learning as we go when it comes to the technology and speaking of that, Brian, you've come a long way.
What do you mean by that?
In the technology. So if people go back to the beginning, now you think 30 episodes in, right? There was a few episodes where Brian would play this like vanishing. They just like, poof, I'm gone.
All of a sudden, the Vegas magician in me showed up. Brian's disappeared again.
The only thing I was so thankful for is when you disappear, we had a guest on, so at least I had someone to talk to.
No kidding.
It was like, hey, we'll wait for him to come back. But no, I'm teasing. But that's what I mean. We're learning the tech as we go.
Yep.
We're figuring out as we go. Like even the membership side on YouTube. YouTube says, hey, you should have a membership. This is what you do. We're like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I guess you just say okay. And now and I was just looking this morning, Brian. So and a big thank you to all of our members on YouTube. 150 members on YouTube now that are just supporting us as we go.
Wow.
And kind of and when people do that, I don't think people realize, Brian, that when you watch the program, or listen to the program, and actually I'm going to put a plug out here. Here we go.
Yeah, right.
If you're listening to this program or you listen on Apple or Spotify, you know what? If you could give us a 5-star review and or a 5-star thing and leave a quick review of the podcast, that's if you like it.
Yeah.
Because what happens is the more that happens, the more these algorithms, they're called, like these YouTubes and Spotifys and Apples, they show it to more people because they think, wow, these people, someone's saying this is good, I'm going to show it to more people, and
Got it.
and it gets out to more people, and the more, and that's what's happening with this. You asked that question, and this is my long way back to that.
I'm following you so far.
Yeah, is that this 10,000? It's like a snowball, right? And there's this movement growing, and and when I said to you earlier that I guess and didn't even realize, Brian, that I was searching for somebody who thought like me or who wanted more, right? And then when I found that unicorn in you that day, I'm like, oh my God, we need to do something.
Yeah.
Really, what's happening, Brian, is we're grabbing 10,000 other people just like that.
Exactly.
They've been searching for the same thing and they want more. And people that follow us, the people that are members with our channel and people in your circle, they're people that want more. We're not perfect or great, but they want more. They want to.
In a lot of cases, they want to give more.
Absolutely.
So it's the give and the take.
Absolutely.
And I'm finding more and more, it's more the give.
That's so true.
Which is awesome.
Well, and I always said something the other day. They said, if you're starting to wallow and get down on it, then if you give something away, give some help, give some advice.
Yeah.
Reach out to somebody. Say hi to somebody. Even it does something to you. It changes you, and you don't even realize
100%. If somebody writes a comment, I was having a really bad day, so I just went out and pulled up a Bryce and Brian podcast. And in moments, I was cheered up. Like, wow, you can't put a price on that.
I can't. Can you get through the comments without crying?
No. That's why you do it off camera.
I can't either. Some of the comments just absolutely blow me away.
Yeah.
Just the feedback and the response.
I was watching one of our earlier episodes, and I had forgotten we used to have this stuff running at the bottom of the screen.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't even remember when that disappeared, to be honest with you, but.
That disappeared when a bunch of people said, would you please stop doing that? It's annoying. So we pulled it off.
But that was part of our messaging, right? And we don't need that anymore.
No, you're right. 100%. At the beginning, it was like, what the heck is this show I just landed on? So we'll show them and read a little bit who we are or what we're doing or what they could do. But now the people have spoken.
Yeah.
That's really what's happening, right? And the more those people come on board, these algorithms, whether again Spotify, Apple, YouTube, they just keep showing to more people. Then more people go, "Holy smoke! What is this show?"
The Lauries, the Janes, the Margarets, the Clives, it's over and over again. It's awesome.
And around the world,
around
the world. Who thought that you'd be funny in Australia?
Good eye, mate.
you're kind of like, whoa, it's that kind of, it's like, it's amazing. But
I'm surprised they can understand me with my accent.
Well, exactly, and so many people, and I think that is a testament to, maybe just being real, maybe not being scripted,
right.
Not being like trying to like. We never sat. Let's be honest. When you and I, let's go back, because those first, you said you watched those first few episodes.
I did.
They're kind of awful. I mean, they're good. They're good, but you and I just kind of going like, kind of walking our way through it and figuring our way out. But again, it resonated with people, and I think, but it was just real. It was just when we started, and maybe you don't know the story, and I'm going to tell it.
Okay.
Well, you know the story, but they may not know the story. But you and I, when we met that first time, it felt like, hey, there's something about this.
There's a spark.
Very similar. There's something that we maybe have a commonality to, and then we had met. Again, that second time you were talking about, I think, or second or third time. And at that time, though, it was, again, these were brief meetings too.
Oh, yeah.
But it was sort of like we said, hey, we got to do something. Like there's something we got to do. I don't know what it is. We got to do it. And then I think I said to you at one point, you ever thought of doing a podcast? Would you want to do a podcast? And you're like, podcast?
It's all over
Me,
it.
never. Right? It's like, yes, right? So I said, well, then why don't we have, and I said, on a Sunday, because the only day we had, it was like, why don't we just, if you got an hour, let's get together on a
Yep.
Zoom call or whatever it was, a video call, and let's just chat about what we do, or if we could do it, how we could do it. Remember? And
Yep.
we were just talking on this Zoom call, just talking, and we didn't even get, like, we were kind of like, I think that's where I said, would you like to do a podcast? He was like, yes. I'm like, okay, me too. It was just sort of, that was done.
Yeah.
So it's like, I wonder what we would talk about, and or wonder what it would be like, or wonder what the instruction would be like. And then we were just talking, and all of a sudden it was like, holy smokes, that was really, like, we were just literally talking about our hearts and what we wanted to do, and how we wanted to explain things.
We were vulnerable,
Yeah.
right? And we weren't, to your point earlier, where we weren't scripted and trying to stay on the mark. We didn't have a mark.
No, we didn't.
It was like, get on your mark, get set, go. And then the conversation just went.
Ready, fire, aim.
Exactly.
Exactly what we did, right?
Exactly.
And I think, there's an element of, and I was talking about this in the other podcast, about pushing yourselves outside your comfort zone, and
Yep.
there's healing in that, and it actually releases dopamine and whatever. And I think at that moment I thought to myself, and I said it to you, I said, do you want to go live? Like, just right now? Like, and I'm thinking, yeah. And it was almost because I felt like, it was really good, and I wanted to get it recorded, right?
Yep.
And I didn't, to be honest with you, Brian, I didn't know how to record without going live. So it was like we had to go live to be able to record what we were saying at the time, because I didn't know how to do it.
Perfect.
But I think at that point it was sort of like, I knew there was something happening. I knew that things we were saying would help people, would resonate with people, and I knew if I didn't hit record, we probably would have ended the little the video call saying, okay, well, tell you what, you go think about some things, I'll go think about some things, and and then we a couple more weeks to get back together, and a couple more weeks, and who knows when. I'm not saying we would never have started, but I think it was sort of like, if you want to jump, like, if we just
jumped in,
push and jump,
absolutely,
and then we'll see what happened. And people started watching right off the first one, and then we were kind of going like, well, you know what that means? We have to do another one. and so people say, how'd you pick Sunday? Well, we didn't really pick Sunday. I think Sunday picked us.
Yep.
I think our time, like that live time slot, it picked us. And
it works.
It does,
it
right?
Works,
it does. And you know what? And people have said, and I've read a lot of places that say that, especially in a health niche or health topics, that you shouldn't go live, because no one watches it and no one participates.
Wrong.
Right? I think we got the curve on that. We're moving that out of the way, but I think that's another reason. People say, "Why don't you just record it?" And because I think there's something special when we go live, and we can just, it's more natural. It's more. It is more authentic.
We have a framework that we work from for each show.
Yeah.
But what I find is we step off of that constantly through the whole hour.
Well, not me. Not me. I straight. You chase with. Oh, just tease them. Yes, of course. Yeah, we go way off. We're kind of like, let's talk about this, and we still are. But then but then you'll say something that is so good, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I never thought of it.
And that triggers something, and
yeah,
the audience gets something that we weren't even considering or prepared for.
Yeah,
but it's more off the cuff. It's more ad hoc. It's more believable, because we're not saying it to say it. We're saying it because we feel it. We believe it. Right?
You're right. Exactly. You're not. It's not like you go and say, "I need 7 quotes and 6 funny things to say next Sunday."
Right.
Right. It's like it comes out of you naturally, or comes out of what we're 100%. And the authenticity behind it is it's pure.
Yep.
It's pure. So I don't know how long we're going to be able to keep up that. And again, we try to do it live as many times as we can.
That's the de facto for sure.
Yeah, but hey, we have to remember something.
What's that?
We're 2 guys with Parkinson's too. I mean, like you think about people that have to shut down. I can't do this today because I have Parkinson's, and yet every Sunday we're hitting that live button. And there's days and there's been a few days that we've had to gut some things out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where we haven't slept, or you're kind of, but you just, you know what? It's that fervent desire to show up.
Yep.
Because you never know.
The one thing you say might change that person's life forever.
That's heavy,
in a
man.
good way, right? That's
heavy.
It's also, that's a lot of responsibility, and that's why I tend to joke around.
It's a big responsibility.
It
if
is.
you think about it. I had a moment, emotional moment. I don't know if it was reading back some of the live comments or some of the comments on YouTube after one of the shows, and
Right.
and people were like, "This is my lifeline. I've been waiting all weekend for this. Oh my God, I need it." And you know, you wake up in the morning and you think, I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we should call it in, but
Yeah.
but that pushes me to want to continue, like to push through whatever it is I'm dealing with.
Because it's good for us to do that too.
And then that's right. And then at the end of the day, I get the adrenaline's back, and I'm like, I'm so thankful I did.
When we finish those calls, I'm such a high. It's not even. It's crazy.
It's nuts, and thankfully our care partners out there will throw this in too, because, and I don't know if you're okay. I mean, you better be okay, because
you're going to say it anyways.
You can direct me around this if you don't want to, but our wives, we're very thankful.
Yep.
We're blessed to have the wives that we have.
100%.
And there was, and we were doing an episode not that long ago, and I could tell there's something bothering you. Like I was like, there's something. I thought, you didn't sleep good, or there was something. I just knew it, and that's okay. But but Laurie, your wife was going through something at the time. But and what you told me afterwards, I almost fell off. Like I almost knocked me off the chair.
She took charge. She's the one that said the show must go on. I was pulling the plug at 11:45 my time, and we go live at 12.
Like you were going to shut it down. You were going to call me and say, I can't go. Laurie's not feeling well.
She was in the middle of a burst appendix, which we had no idea. All I knew when I came downstairs at 10 to 12 to get ready for the podcast was we've called an ambulance and we're waiting. And we let the ambulance know it wasn't serious enough to run red lights. Just get here as soon as you can. And by the time I came up after the podcast, the house was empty. And she'd gone to the hospital, and when she had a burst appendix, and she had the surgery later that day. And she was home the next day, which is crazy. But her recovery was harder than we thought. She is a very strong individual. She took that on.
What did she
was
say
in so much pain.
What did she say? Why didn't you go?
No,
Why didn't you call me and just shut it down?
She said I couldn't do that to Bryce. I said, I know. So it was like Rocky, right? She said, win. And
so she's got burst appendix, and she's saying
the show must go on.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's how much it means to her that we do what we do. Everybody has their own angle on why this is for them. And some write in and tell us, and some don't. I gotta figure we're touching a lot of people that we don't even know that we've touched them.
No doubt about it.
Which is a phenomenal feeling. And to your point, then that starts driving dopamine and happy thoughts and all that stuff.
That's wild, man. I mean, that's like.
Oh, and by the way, Laurie is fine today.
She made it.
She's still recovering. She's with us on this adventure.
We had dinner last night.
We did, and she's back. I would say not quite back to normal, but well on the right side of that fence for sure.
Wow, and she is full of piss and vinegar, that one, and I can imagine when she's feeling 100%.
Oh yeah,
right. And I think our wives are very similar.
Yes,
they would get very passionate about certain things last night that could have fired them up in ways that.
If you notice, when we sat down at the restaurant yesterday, I had difficulty having a conversation with you across from me because of these two sitting beside me.
Yeah,
they were just gone on tangents and topics and subjects and
boom, boom, boom.
It was amazing.
Boom, boom, boom. And it's funny. So, in such a smaller way, but I remember, Carmen, there was when you were moving. It was when you were moving.
Okay.
We were probably about I don't know, maybe again, who knows? Again, saying 30 episodes to me just blows my mind. But
exactly.
I think we were about maybe 10-ish in, or still near the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And you were moving, and we couldn't record. We couldn't do a podcast. And we were like, and I said, okay, well, we'll just whatever. And I remember Carmen, she's like, well, no, you guys can't. You got to keep going. So and Carmen hates, by the way, hates
Hates the
being in front of the
spotlight.
camera. She doesn't want to be in the camera. She's very comfortable to be behind the scenes. But she was like, no, you know what, I can sit in just to keep that spot because it's got
Right
to
on.
keep going, right? And it was
Yeah.
like, and so conscious, because she believed in what we were doing,
Exactly.
and amazing.
To make that kind of sacrifice, which for her it was.
It was huge. Yeah,
Like
it was
most
huge.
people would rather be in the coffin than give the eulogy.
100,
Right?
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Right? Like
Exactly.
public speaking it's not easy.
My God.
I almost failed theater arts in grade 10 because I wouldn't do an improv
Really?
because I was so shy. Yeah.
Wow. I almost failed kindergarten.
Okay, I'll bite. Why?
No, it's a true story. Because they
You're not an act.
back in
like,
the day, they called my parents in, and they said, can he speak? And they said, of course he can speak. And the kindergarten teacher told my parents that I had never spoken
in the class.
and they thought I had some, I was slow, and they thought they would hold me back. And
Gotcha.
can you believe that? Not many people believe that today.
No, you and quiet I wouldn't put in the same sentence.
No, exactly. That's the thing. But that's a true story. And I'm very and holy smokes, if when I was in school, if the teacher called my name, like
48
lobster.
Shades of Red, yeah, absolutely.
Please don't pick me. No eye contact. I don't want to speak out loud. I don't want anybody to see me.
Yep.
But you know what the difference is, though, Brian?
What's that?
When you've got something to talk about, when you've got something you're passionate about, when it's easy, it happens. It's something that you can't stop it down. You can't shove it down. So back to another original question, back to the 10,000 subscriber question.
Right.
How many questions do we have? We only have one question episode, if that's right. But did I ever expect that? No, I didn't expect it. But the reality is, when we started seeing the momentum and start seeing people in the comments and started seeing people subscribing and seeing people join the inner circle and seeing people, wanting more, it just fuels the fire for more. Like, I just want more. I want to give more. I want to give more. I want it because I just feel like the more we do, the more we help people, and the more people can relate to things, the more different. Like, you've probably got 1 million stories, and you've got in 30 episodes you've got out 30 of them,
right?
And those 30 have touched people, but there's probably another 30, another 60 that once they get out, someone's gonna resonate with that one and say, oh my God, Brian is like that. I'm like that, and whatnot, and. And as we mature and grow into what we're doing, even like you're the expertly general news.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, people are loving that.
I'm looking for this information. It's very rewarding, and it keeps me on top of on something that's important. So not only to myself, but to our subscribers and everyone. It's really kind of neat.
It's really cool. It really is, and it's so I hate digging for research. So I'd rather you bring it to me, and I'm learning I'm sitting there actually learning. And it's funny because I always think to myself, okay, great. So Brian's going to do the news part, and that'll give me time to go over here and look at the comments and
right.
queue up whatever we're going to do. But then you start talking, and I get pulled into what you're saying, and then I lose what I wanted to do.
Absolutely.
I lose my shaky fakey questions and everything else. And anyway, so I just think it's an honor and a blessing. I think that it's something I don't take lightly either. I know we're talking about our wives making sacrifices and everything else, but it's something that when I started reading those comments about like Clivey, there's a Clivey, Clivey, and saying that I'm waiting for Sunday. I need Sunday. And to think that when we hit that record button on a Sunday at that time, that there was that Clive was sitting out there needing something like that. And it's amazing, this technology today that can beam us up or wherever, and it reacts, it helps, it just connects with somebody. And I think what people don't understand, and maybe they do understand this, Brian, but a lot of people, and I'm going to say out of this 10,000 or 11,000 or whatever it is going to be.
Yep.
2,000 on audio, by the way.
Really?
So we're at there's people everywhere, but I don't think they give themselves enough credit, because I think what I'm going to say right now is, again, I said it a little bit earlier, but I was searching for somebody who thought differently than the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was looking for somebody who could maybe think outside the box enough to say, yeah, I got this thing, but screw it, I want to do more, or screw it, I'm gonna, whatever it might be. And I I think that people that resonate with our show and resonate with the channel and the broadcast and everything else aren't giving us enough credit, because what really was, they were in that same boat looking for somebody or something that was different than the norm, that wasn't afraid to be real about it, wasn't afraid to say, today sucks, it's awful, I'm hurting, I'm sore, I'm pissed off, but I'm going to be okay, and I'm going to pull my socks up, and I'm going to be okay tomorrow, and I'm going to laugh it off, and I'm going to tell it off, I'm going to laugh it off, and I'm going to get through it.
Yeah, take those 2 minutes of frustration. Yeah. Build a case against this stupid disease. Tell it to piss off, and then put a smile on your face. Exactly. Right? 100%.
And I think that's exactly what people are looking for. Like, they don't even know it, though. When you don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
And you know there's something, you got diagnosed, you have Parkinson's. It's just something, it's just something, you need something. You need something more. You need a connection, you need community. You need to resonate with something. And they were searching for a voice that was going to say it out loud and talk about it in a normal sense.
Right.
Like, just talk about it. And not from
that's half the battle.
Right? And not PowerPoints and researchers and scientists and doctors. There's nothing wrong with scientists, researchers, doctors.
Right.
But just two dudes that live it.
That's what keeps it real.
Stumbling along our path. And they can stumble with us, right? You
totally.
Get to stumble with us. And so to imagine there's 10,000 little Brians out there.
Scary.
What the heck? That's kind of scary. I said Brian's not Bryce's, because if there was 10,000 Bryce's out there, holy jeez, it could be a little bit. It could be nasty. It could be wild.
It would be all right.
We get through it. It'd be okay. But you know what? It's really cool to sit here with you in person.
Yeah, no kidding. That took forever.
It really did.
We met. I think it was. I know the hockey playoffs were on. It was Game 7 because we were downtown Toronto. And we passed this bar on the way to the venue that we were having our event at.
Yeah.
And they had a TV that was grossly huge.
It
was awesome. I remember when we left, the game was on.
Yeah.
And I walked past that TV. It took me 5 minutes to walk past the TV because it was that big.
Oh my God.
But I remember, so that makes it was June because it was the end of the playoffs, Game 7. And that would have been June 2024. 4 or 3?
4. Wouldn't it have been?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Wasn't it like Bam Bam?
Yeah, it was the first. It was the first time that Edmonton lost to the Panthers. So that was 2 years ago. You're right.
No, then okay. I don't know.
And then last year they lost for the second time.
They went 23 then. You're right.
Yeah, they was.
Was it 23?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we saw you once there for 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe so.
Right, because
and we got a picture.
That's right.
I'll bring. You know what? We'll put the picture up. See if you see the picture here. That was our first meeting.
It was.
I think Laurie took that picture.
She did. I think we hit our beers.
Crazy. Yeah.
But yeah, like that's so we saw each other then. Then we saw each other months later at the office.
December.
At the Parkinson's office in December. And then now it's only 3 times.
That's it. 3 times in person.
Yeah. It's nuts. People think we've known each other for like 30 years.
Well, it feels like that sometimes. It feels like that sometimes.
Does.
And, but it's funny. We were kind of reminiscing last night at dinner, and we were talking about like the thumbnails and the crazy things, right? And
remember that started with the Pez.
It did.
Pez comment. Remember?
Yeah, you started it.
It was the first show, and we were talking about levodopa, and I said, could they not make a Pez machine for that you can carry in your pocket so you don't have yellow dust everywhere?
That's right.
And then you put our faces.
Yeah, I put our face on
the next
Pez.
show on Pez guys. and that was it. The thumbnails took over.
That was it. I had so much fun with it, but it was. I remember sitting there one night. It was probably and they still was on the Pez, and we were exactly the same. Like you had a Pez, I was a Pez, right?
Yep.
And then there was one about traveling, so I had us both like skydiving with big
Yep.
goggles on, and it was like I was skydiving with goggles, you were skydiving with goggles. But I think the game changer thumbnail, and we'll put it up. I'll show it up here on this one. To me, this was the best one ever, and it was like I had in the striped bathing suit with the flippers on, and
the ring.
Yeah, and the ring, and I was down on the ground in the ring and stuff, and I remember doing this, and I was sitting up I was in bed on my laptop in bed, and Carmen was sitting beside me, and I started giggling, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, I share this picture, and because I found this picture, and I had took your head and I put it on top of the and I don't know why, it was just random, and it was like, that's so funny, and just like so funny, and then and I showed her, and she started laughing. She's like, "Whoa!" Like, but is he okay with that? And it was. I remember saying, "Going, well, sure he is." But I had no idea. But I'm like, "Oh my God, are you okay with that?" I remember saying like, so I would send you them a little bit in the beginning. I'd send you. I'm like, "Hey, are you okay with this? Or are you okay if I play with this?" And you or something. And I remember you said one time, you said, "Am I okay with it?" It's like my weekly screensaver use on.
It is.
And that was only all the position, all the what do you call it? Encouragement I needed,
right,
to take it, go a little bit step further. But what I mean by that is, again, we've only met a couple times. We're only, we've talked that 30 times, 30 episodes,
right.
But yet I there's down deep, like I knew you'd be okay with it. Like in a way, it was like,
absolutely,
yeah, we're poking fun. You can handle the fun. You come back and shoot. I mean, everybody feel. Listen, you owe me a lot. I don't know if you know this, but you owe me a lot because I built your fan base on picking on you, because then people feel sorry, and then they're like, "Hey, wait a minute, this guy's actually really cool." And so, but I'm teasing, but I have so much fun with those thumbnails, and then so I listen for things like you talking about the red Adidas shorts one day, and it's like, oh boy, right? So I had
the pommel horse,
the pommel horse, and there you go, you're up on the pommel horse, and we got a picture of that. We'll bring that one up too, and in the red Adidas shorts.
Exactly.
And you don't know how hard, Brian,
it was to find those
with the white stripe. Like, but it was just, I was fixed. I just thought it'd be so fun, or, cute, because it's just something that and if you look at their thumbnails, what the hell do they have to do with Parkinson's? Nothing really, a lot of them. But why does it matter?
In some cases, it has to do with the topic. In most cases, it has to do with nothing. It's just you having random fun, picking on me, and I'm okay with that as long as the fan base accepts it.
Well, it starts off, and I've done some of the inner circle, because there's been some. I'm like, I'm gonna put this in the inner circle. I'm like, hey, you guys, what do you think? You guys pick a thumbnail here. Which thumbnail do you like best? And they'll let them vote on it and tell me,
which is great.
And they love it too. And it was funny. And to that end, I try to line them up with either something that was said on the last broadcast, right? Like I try to, if you look at the run of thumbnails, and if you watch the show, you watch the thumbnail for the next episode usually keys off something Brian said loud, because we're live, so I don't know what you're going to say, right? But so in the live broadcast, something about these red Adidas came up, so you'll see the next thumbnail. You're wearing red Adidas when it's trying to line up with what we're talking about, right? Whether it be, anxiety. And so each time, if you think there's like a little run, and if you look, and it's funny because I don't know why. Did you ever say something about rubber duckies?
No, I don't think so.
I know. I don't know. But something about,
I've made reference of a duck. A duck doesn't look that busy when it's floating on the water, but if you look under the water, their feet are going 1,000,000 miles an hour. That would have been the only thing I would have referenced as a duck.
I don't know what happened, but
I don't know.
I think it's on the thumbnail again. This thumbnail here with the bathing suit.
Okay.
If you look on the bottom, look at these 4 little ducks.
Okay? I love it.
So when I go to start doing a thumbnail again, for some reason, the program that he uses thinks that every time I put Brian in a thumbnail, he's going to have these 4 little ducks following him, and these 4 little ducks show up, and I keep taking the ducks away, and the next time I'll do it again, like I'll have the Adidas, and these
crazy
4 little ducks are following you on the pommel horse. Isn't that wild? Like that's the stuff I had to deal with, Brian. You don't even realize that's the stuff I deal with.
So I'm busy putting stuff together, doing research, studying for shaky and fakey, and you're playing with ducks.
I'm playing with ducks and heads.
Sounds about right.
Putting heads on different bodies to see which one looks funnier. Because that's not your real body. There's the one that just
Oh, the one, the 80-year-old man.
with the suspenders on. It was like, and the neck on that was just so beautiful.
It looked like it came off a roast turkey.
Well, you don't really. It was there is a massive age difference between us.
Yeah.
Did the lady last night think you were my dad?
No, you told her I was your dad. There's a difference.
I did do that.
And I said, that's okay. I said, my son's picking up the bill tonight.
Yeah, I said, can you get it? I said to the waitress, can you take a picture of us last night, the four of us? We'll put that up here and show that to you. And I said, can you take a picture of us? And she said, sure. I said, I really want to get this because this is my dad, my long lost dad. And I just met him. I just found out. And he just found out that he had a son from way back when he was 15. And we just met up for the first time. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'll definitely get a picture of that. So yeah, that's how.
You're a liar. Like,
that's how that went.
You're a liar.
That's how it went. Brian's famous now in the lounge of the hotel that we're at.
Yeah, I'll be singing tonight at four songs. It's a short stint.
So this weekend, Brian. So why don't we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah,
so we're
okay.
here. We're here. We're here for the Parkinson's IQ and U event in
Which
Toronto.
I'm excited for because I've never been to one. You've been to a few, and you actually are host and MC. So you're behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. You are the scene, which is kind of cool. But I'm excited for tomorrow and to see exactly what we're going to get out of it. Maybe you give a bit of a glimpse for our audience.
Yeah, it's an incredible event. Michael J. Fox Foundation has been doing them for years. They put on about 5 or 6 a year.
Wow.
And when you said you haven't heard much about or seen much about it, it's designed that way. In other words, they hit in the United States, they hit 5 cities a year. We hit 2 in Canada every year, and it's not broadcast. There's no recordings.
Oh, okay.
It's built for live and built for you to see it. So when you come to one of these events, Ali hosts and moderates the one in the United States this year. I host moderate the Canadian ones.
Okay.
And it's an incredible event. There's it's by different panels. There's a research panel, lived experience panel, and there's a first panel is how to build your healthcare team. So I host and moderate that one. I moderate that one, and there's a movement disorder specialist, and I kind of take people like through even just from being diagnosed and what they're looking for, how they knew, and we talk about medication, we talk about all different things, and it's a power punch. It's a power punch of information.
So who would be the best fit for this audience? Or is there?
It's anybody whose life's affected by Parkinson's. So,
okay, cool.
Right. So if you're a person with Parkinson's, you're a caregiver, a healthcare professional.
Okay.
Because again, we talk about, when to bring in other modules, when to bring in physiotherapy or speech therapy or occupational therapy. And we lead right. And then there's a whole research panel about, the latest in research and what's going on there.
I'm assuming you talk about the Care Finder tool. Because if I'm looking for a physiotherapist, in where I'm living, I can go into the Parkinson's Canada website, and that tool is pretty intuitive, from what I understand. Yeah,
and it's getting better. We just did the second version of it now, so you can actually now there's a slider, so you can say, find me either a support group or find me a physiotherapist, and you can slide it within 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. Nice. 10 kilometers, virtually.
Very nice.
And you're more in control, and you can pick where it is. There's also a thing now where if you put your email address in there every single time and a link. So you say, hey, when a new program or service joins CareFinder within 100 kilometers of me, and you'll get an email say, hey, there's now this, this far. You set it within 5 or whatever. It pushes it to you there. So we've done a lot to kind of make it more intuitive and better. And it is a great tool to be able to find Parkinson's specific. And it's not just a directory. We actually vet and we talk to them. We see what they have to offer and how long they've been around and what their heart is, where they're at. So it's not just something anybody can say, hey, put me on CareFinder and
Yeah.
send people my way. So there's a lot that we talk about, a lot about that and how to find them and when to bring those modules in. Of course, I do a keynote speech at the beginning, and I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow yet because I kind of
It's kind of like these podcasts we do. You're just going to go up with an idea.
Yeah, and I want to, and it's how I'm feeling and what I'm seeing, and it's more about it's like a timely message for for that group of people at that
What
time.
do you want to leave them with, right? What's the end in mind?
The end in mind is we want to inspire, give them hope, inspire, let them know they're not alone, and so like Brian, this is going to be probably the biggest event that in Parkinson history in Canada. Like there is 859 people registered.
You had to shut it down, right?
Yeah, we had to close registration a month early.
Wow, that's crazy.
So feel awful.
It's on a Saturday.
Saturday.
Think about it, right?
I know. It's a time commitment. It's people got it. And it's going to be. It is going to be
excited.
wild.
Like I'm super excited to be at that tomorrow.
I think it's going to be a great vibe, and I know, and there's exhibitors are there, so there's different people that are there, and we have booths there, and you're going to be there, talking about peer to peer, and people can ask you questions, and what's it, why should people get mentored, things like that. So I think there's a great opportunity for the community, but most of all, the one thing I love to do at the beginning. By the way, I didn't show you the socks I was wearing today.
I love it.
Those I got those in the mail one time.
Yeah, you know what? Probably from a real nice guy.
They did. They're really a really handsome dude that I'm sitting beside right now.
Don't go too far.
And I think, but I, one of the things I say in the meeting sometimes is I'll say, how many people in the room have Parkinson's, and then people with their hands up, and I'm like, just look around for a minute now. Look around right now at all these people that are just like you. They're just like you. You're not alone. You're not by yourself. Yep. You're not the only one. That's huge. All these other people, we're connected.
That's all you got across. Imagine how good that would be.
It's the one thing, Brian, that I've really, over the last, probably more about the last year and a half for me, it's really hit home is community. Mm-hmm. It's together. It's not, you're not alone.
It's a safe place.
It's a safe place.
Say what you like. Yeah. Ask what you need.
Yeah.
We'll respond with what we can.
Yeah.
And, you can decide what to do from there.
I always say, welcome to the club that nobody asked to be a part of and no one wants to join, but guess what? You're in it. And you know what, though? It's a big club.
Yeah, we got to shrink that.
It's a big club. There's lots of us around.
Yeah.
You're not alone. You're not by yourself. And that's just resonates with me.
We care. How can I help?
That's it.
What do you need?
What do you need? Just be you. Yeah. You be you. I'll be me, and we'll do it.
Yeah.
Right. We'll do it together.
Agreed.
Well, you know what, man? It's been amazing sitting beside you.
This was awesome.
It's good to see you. It's good to be around you. It's good to be with Laurie and you guys last night. And I appreciate
so much energy. It was crazy.
It's unbelievable, right?
Like we couldn't get words in fast enough, and then we started finishing each other's sentences. Like it was crazy.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why it works. That's why it works.
There's no secret sauce.
There's not. But Brian, we're sitting here. I just want to, from me to you, I really appreciate you, and I appreciate
back at you, buddy.
What you do. I appreciate your heart, and we joke and make fun, but man, I love you, and I think you're amazing, and thank you for everything you do for the Parkinson community, because you're a beacon of light. You really are. It's
a lot of fun. You're a lot of fun. I can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing right now than this. It continues to bounce me out of bed each morning, and let me tell you, after a Parkinson's sleep, that's not easy. But if I'm bouncing out, I'm not wrestling alligators in the sheets either, which is all good.
There you go. Absolutely.
No, it's been a real honor and pleasure to share the podium, to share the microphone, to share our success in just giving a crap. And you say it at every show. You read every comment.
Yeah.
Do. That's phenomenal. You're dedicated. You got it. You just show up and be you. And people can't help but want to follow along.
It's all they want. It's all, you know,
Right.
it's all they have. Just show up. Whatever you do and wherever you are, just show up.
Yep.
Right? And
Yep.
you have a choice to show up or not.
When it's your shift, give 100%, 100% of the time. It's only a 35, 40-second shift in hockey.
Yeah.
How can't you give me 100% for that 30 seconds?
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
You're 100% right. And to everybody, you know, and to you, our listeners, our viewers, my God, you know, thank you for showing up.
Totally.
You know, you're stepping out. You're showing up every week. We can appreciate you. We love you. And again, the more you show up, the more you comment, the more you subscribe, whatever it is, more and more people are finding it. More and more people are feeling the same as you are. And we're building a little army here of people that,
We are.
you know, that don't just want to, they don't want to just know, they don't want to cope. They want to live.
Yep.
We don't want to cope. We want to live. And if that's you and you haven't subscribed, please join us. Join the mission. Come along with us. And if you want to go deeper with Brian and I in the inner circle, we go a little further and deeper into these things, and we do our live calls. But amazing, Brian. Thank you. Thank you. 30 episodes in. We'll see what happens. We'll do another one. But I appreciate you.
Always a pleasure.
Mine as well.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, there you are. There you are. And until next time, I'll tell you what, you know what? Oh, I can't even, you know, keep showing up, keep laughing,
Always.
and keep your life in motion. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, Brian.
See you again.
All right, buddy.
You did it. You made it through another episode of Life in Motion. That's 20 to 30 minutes you could have spent folding laundry, Googling your symptoms, or rearranging the 14 pill bottles on your nightstand. Instead, you hung out with Bryce and Brian. That's friendship. Or questionable time management. Either way, we're grateful. Be sure to follow the show, leave a review, or just yell, "I have Parkinson's and I'm fabulous," into your backyard. We'll hear you. Probably. New episodes drop regularly, unless we both forget. Until next time, keep laughing, keep shaking things up. And if you find our train of thought, please return it.